Now, with just a couple of months from now, where Disney and Lucasfilm are going to be using both D23 and Disney Plus Day to their advantage to really make a lot of announcements for new Star Wars TV shows and new Star Wars movies, as well as books, novels, comics, and video games, they really are setting up this new Star Wars universe as fast as possible. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the Disney Star Wars universe is that, yes, we do have a lot of people out there that are joining all of these new Star Wars TV shows. In fact, we have some returning creators coming into the equation like Peyton Reed, who, by the way, is a fantastic director. He's the guy that handled the Mandalorian Season 2 finale. He will be coming back for other shows out there, such as Mando 3 and 4, as well as the Ahsoka series Season 2 that they want to actually enhance. They want to actually expand the Ahsoka series into becoming a multi-season show. But I digress. Further from all of this, one thing that a lot of fans have been raising their arms over is Kathleen Kennedy, who, by the way, holds creative power over only 2 Star Wars shows, that of course being Skeleton Crew and of course the Acolyte TV series, one of which is in the High Republic era. So the Acolyte is in the High Republic, Skeleton Crew is in the post-Return of the Jedi era. So 2 different eras that Kathleen Kennedy actually has creative power over. However, Kathleen Kennedy's having a very tough time and is in a lot of trouble with one of those Star Wars projects. We're going to be getting into a lot of this because it does involve the Disney executives, CEO Bob Chapek, and a lot more to do with exactly what's happening behind the scenes with, yes, of course, the Acolyte TV show for Disney+. Now, with Disney executives now, of course, discussing and getting ready to announce the future roadmap of the Star Wars universe to the fans by this fall, Bob Chapek, the Disney CEO, is moving forward with some surprise TV show announcements and films that will also be revealed at Star Wars Celebration 2023. Now, further, it's described that currently one project that Lucasfilm is having a ton of trouble with is the Acolyte TV series that is being created by Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland. One of the newest issues with the Acolyte TV show now is that Kathleen Kennedy can't find enough directors to handle all 12 episodes of the series, and that there are many Hollywood directors that have been approached that want nothing to do with Kathleen Kennedy's series that she has full creative power over, given that they know her background or always actually are aware of her firing and letting go of creators and also falling into creative differences. Now, further, it's described that currently Kathleen Kennedy has gotten so desperate to now at the point where she is in the talks with director Rian Johnson to join the Acolyte TV series as a director, and of course, Johnson is said to hold great interest to becoming a part of the Acolyte show. The problem here is that Disney executives warned Kathleen Kennedy that if she can't get principal photography started by mid-2023, that they have the authority to pull their project since it is costing Disney way too much revenue, keeping the series in the limbo phase, where production is having many issues behind the scenes. Now, before I get to the next thing here, one thing that I think a lot of fans need to be aware of as well is that this is not the only Star Wars series that is in limbo, alright? Now, we also have the Lando TV series, which, by the way, thankfully, Kathleen Kennedy is not involved with that, but that too is in the limbo phase. But that's for a totally different reason. It's because, we have a lot of actors attached to that series that are very busy with other material that they're working on, other regular films and TV shows. So that's kind of on hold right now until 2025 at the very minimum. That's still a ways out. But with the Acolyte series, this is where things begin to get very much intense for Kathleen Kennedy and exactly what she's going through. And honestly, I really don't feel bad all that much for Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, let's face it. This is a series that Kathleen Kennedy is aiming to use as basically a machine to push identity politics, to push real-world issues and agendas upon the fans and upon new fans. And she doesn't really want to focus on character development per se. We already know that she has this big plan to bring in Darth Revan and Darth Nihilus into the situation, into this series, either in the form of flashbacks or holocrons, who knows, but they will be involved in the show in some way or another. We're just not quite sure exactly how just yet. Now, moving forward from that, this is where things begin to pick up, is that Kathleen Kennedy with the Acolyte series is said to have a big plan to completely change the character of Yoda, which is also something that Disney executives are very worried about and how it may cause a big backlash from the fans as well. Now, Kennedy is also already getting an ultimatum by Disney executives also that if nothing progresses by the end of this year, that they will be forced to cut the series back from 12 episodes to 9 to make up for the revenue loss due to the ongoing hiring and firing of creators that Kathleen Kennedy keeps going through and sets being built and deconstructed by the crew. This is described to also be another reason as to why the series may very well head into cancellation, since Kathleen Kennedy is getting closer to a deadline to going into the phase of principal photography by mid-2023. Now, her show is now on the line of getting cancelled, essentially, if filming does not begin by June of next year, which is closing in fast with less than 1 year to go, and scripts currently unfinished with a full cast yet to be complete. So, let's be direct here before I get to the next thing, is that this series, alright, may sound good on paper, because it's about emerging dark side powers, it's about Sith Lords, it's about dark side users during the events of the High Republic era. The very end of the High Republic, I must add. It sounds very interesting on paper, but we have to remind ourselves who's involved with this series. It's mainly Leslie Headland, who she herself has said that she's not really a Star Wars fan at all. She herself even said that she never even watched the prequels. And it's also got Kathleen Kennedy involved. So I think that's enough to really kind of judge the show just a little bit. I know that we haven't seen a shred of footage, I understand that, and I always stand by that side of mine where I won't judge anything until I see footage, but if it's got Kathleen Kennedy fully involved on a creative scale, I think it's pretty safe to assume, at the very least, that it could very well be subpar. So, moving to the next thing here. Alright. Now, Kathleen Kennedy, as of now, is said to be focusing on yet another Star Wars show, such as Skeleton Crew, also which is taking her attention away from the development of the Acolyte TV series, which is only consuming more time with writer Leslie Headland working on her own for the Acolyte series. Rian Johnson, however, is set to join the Acolyte once he finishes some projects, given that he is currently working on a lot of series and movies right now as we speak, separate from Star Wars. So, Rian Johnson is doing his own thing. He's doing a lot of low-budget stuff. He's doing a lot of other things related to, Knives Out. But on top of this, guys, I think that Rian Johnson joining the Acolyte is a disaster in the making. If it's truly going to involve Revan and Nihilus in any shape or form, you don't want Rian Johnson involved. Period. The end. We saw what he did with The Last Jedi. We saw what he did with characters out there like Luke Skywalker and others. I just don't trust him, and I think that a lot of fans don't trust him at all. Sure, some fans may give him the benefit of the doubt with a second chance, but I just don't see it, happening in the greatest way. That's just how I actually am viewing things right now, between Kathleen Kennedy going into this desperation mode of getting Rian involved. Because not a lot of directors out there want to be associated with her. So, anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.